When we look at executives for our portfolio companies, or when you look at executives for your private equity firm, what we tend to look at is years of experience. One of the mistakes that we make when we review this is not all years of experience are the same. If you've worked at a low to middle market, small private equity firm, you've likely had more exposure than somebody who's worked at a large cap organisation, albeit you would argue that they should have world-class processes, world-class training, albeit that's not always the case. When we look at a chief executive officer who's got 20 years of being a chief executive officer, that could be 20 years of valuable experience gaining each year on year, or it could be 1 year of experience spread across 20 years, and they haven't got the skill set of building teams, of M&A integration, and all the other criteria that private equity firms need when they're hiring for their portfolio companies. What I'd advise of any private equity professional hiring for their firm or for their portfolio company is to take into consideration the skill sets that people have, not just the numbers of years of experience they have. Private equity firms are particularly guilty of this process, where they'll go out there and they'll hire for somebody with X amount of years, 3 to 5 for a vice president or whatever for a principal, and a year to 3 years for a senior associate. Doesn't mean it's valuable experience. It's a guideline, and I know we have to have that. We can't just bring anyone in. But what we need to look at is the key skills and attributes that those individuals have, rather than the years of experience that they possess. And that will make a huge change. But that's also used internally within your organisation. We've put a huge focus, certainly with our management team here, of putting a focus on, I want you to have more experience than your years would be typical. So I want to give them more skills, more capability, more training, more development, so that if they come across different challenges within this organisation, albeit they may only have 2 years management experience, it looks more like 5. And that, for me, will move the needle, especially with difficult times, difficult markets, potential recessions. Capital's not as easy to come across. Giving your people the skills is absolutely essential.